Okay. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm just doing the old technology checks. Okay. Okay. Think we're good. Think we're good there. Think we're good there. And hello, hello. Good evening. It's good to see everybody again. We're back and we're gonna do some animation like we always do. Let me put things in the right place. And yeah, let me hold on. I don't need these headphones for any odd reason right now. So what's going on? How's everybody doing? We are for us any notable updates? Well, we're gonna give a bit of a chat talk thingy at my alma mater. Oh, hello, 8-bit. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're gonna give a little talk at my old school this Friday, and we're designing up some things for that. Let me actually open that file so I can sort of show some of the things we're working on there. Just like creating some gifs and whatnot to share with everybody. Let me go to the all. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna give a little talk and we're gonna have these little animated slides and then we're gonna talk over it. You know, just a little sort of perusal, jumping through the different things that we've experienced working in our industry. We haven't fully locked it in yet, but we're on our way to, just kind of filling it out, this and that. So yeah, these are some of the these are some of the blurbs that we're working on, and that's enough of that. Otherwise, what's going on? Not much. We're pretty much doing the same thing. We might be animating something for Cutie at some point, whenever that comes, or more details of that come across. But work aside, what's going on? Talked to my sister yesterday. That was cool. What else is going on? Went to some birthdays. It's life, life, I guess. What's going on with everybody else? Oh, hello, Cyber Egg. You're at a store. What, pray tell, are you acquiring at the store? Hopefully some yummies. Hold on, the music over here is a little loud. Let me turn it down. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Yeah, so actually for today's music, I don't know how much of it you can hear. Let me boost it a little bit. I had the bright idea to actually just use Super Smash Brothers to set some of the music because they have music tracks where you can just go in and listen. So if we get copyright struck, that's fine, no problem. But for now, we're on some Metroid, some Brinstar. I've never played those games very much because I was never good at the old run and gun and shooty type of things. But it's good. It's a good atmosphere, right? I can't actually hear it, but I think it'll be a good atmosphere. Anyways, so like we were doing last time, I kind of like coming on stream and just animating some random whatnots. So we did this little ramen chicken scene before, and then we did this mermaid and burger thing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna continue doing just random whatevers as we go along tonight, and then otherwise just chat. What's up, what's going on, what do you have for dinner? All the good important questions. I haven't had dinner yet, but I will probably have some kind of stew later. I made Megan some French toast today, so that means there's like an egg and milk thing that I don't want to just throw out. So I'm gonna throw it into a soup, and that will be the basis for whatever else I have for the rest of the night. So that's me. I don't know what you guys are all eating. So yeah, for this first animation of whatever we're gonna animate, let's come up with some words again. Let's add some words. Let's start a poll. Big Man Lane's at the house. It's good to be home. Oh, hello, Carl De Vera. Your drawings are adorable. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think my Megan's drawings are definitely adorable. I feel like my drawings are just like a little bit off, but they get there's a little something. It's like you see. It's like looking at, hopefully, kind of looking at SpongeBob. Like he's cute, but there's like something, some kind of brain damage going on in them. That's how I feel about my drawings. Okay, so let's see. Um, let's add. Let's let's have a setting. Well, actually, yeah. Anybody have a setting that they want to go to? Let's see. Have I seen the Amazing Digital Circus? I've seen like a little bit of it. I didn't watch like the whole episode, but I started watching towards the beginning. It seems to be doing really well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let me see. Setting. Well, actually, let's go with character. We always like character first. Character. What character we do? It's getting into Thanksgiving, so let's say turkey. We like turkey. And then what other character? Pilgrim. Let's add another option. Let me see. Let's do, we got a pilgrim, we got a turkey. Should we have a no, a potato is too nondescript. Let's do an axolotl. Why not? Can't think of other things. I can't really spell that. Gotta look at your name. Axolotl. So Thanksgiving themes plus axolotl. What should we animate? So I'm thinking turkey might look something like this. Oop, I got a deep blue going on now. Let's make it black. What do turkeys look like even? Something like this. We saw a couple wild turkeys up in San Francisco, which I was not expecting. You know, classic little turk. And then we have an axolotl. They're just basically mudkips, right? But let me actually look that up. Axolotl. Yeah, they're essentially little mudkips, although funnily enough, the ones I'm seeing have these sort of protrudy lips. Something like this, they have this little thing going on right here. Something like that. It won't look like this. I'm just trying to get used to maybe what the design would be. We have an axolotl, we have a turkey. What else did we say potentially that we could do? Well, it looks like 100% axolotl or a pilgrim. And a standard pilgrim fare. Something like that. Ba-boom. Alright. Fun fact, axolotls are Mexican, I believe. Yeah, that's the only country in the world that they're found. So, well, we have axolotl and we have turkey. Maybe I'll end up doing something with both. I kind of liked that, like last time, we ended up combining two of the prompts where there was like a burger and a mermaid, and it turned into Burmaid. No, it was just a mermaid eating a burger, like so. One bite, one burg. Well, let's see. Let's just do turkey and pilgrim, and let's see what will happen. Or turkey and axolotl, with axolotl garnering 2 votes, being the biggest star. Turkolotl. Ooh. I guess we could do that. Let's see. This will be a little spooky as well. But that gives me an idea. Axolotl. So let's see. We have like a little beaker of mysterious liquid. And then we can have, let's make this into a little symbol. Liquid. Let's give this like a little cycle. Anyways, what's going on with everybody? What's going on? How are you doing? Trying to think if there's anything other than our lecture. There isn't really anything sort of new and bombastic going on with us. It's been a quiet November. We thought for an instant today maybe we might go to Canada for something, but probably not, since excuse me. Since it seems that like the timeline for that perhaps Canada adventure is a little bit too near term. So yeah, probably not gonna travel this winter. Probably gonna stay home and hug each other and just try to chill out. I don't know. Do y'all have winter plans? Do you guys travel for Thanksgiving? Do you guys watch football? Any sort of rituals? Bloop bloop bloop. Let's see. Let's have that in there. Make the gloop a little more viscous. Yeah. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, there we go. It's got a little thing. Put our little thing here. Can I do a turkey mixed with an axolotl? My ritual is to eat turkey till I faint. That sounds like a most admirable ritual. I can indeed do a turkey mixed with an axolotl. Let's see. So now that we have our little base down, and start adding our little characters. Let's have maybe our little axolotl. Well, let me design perhaps what this guy can look like. So maybe we do it like this first. Just a regular little wormy looking guy. We'll call that option 1. And then here, maybe we make like a slightly chunkier looking one. A sort of stockier mad professor kind of axolotl. And that's option 2. And then for option 3, let's say that doesn't even look like it then when you do the eyes that way. You can make a derpier axolotl with like a bit of an underbite. I kind of like number 3. But anyways, what are y'all feeling for this axolotl design? Potato yogurt. Would mashed potatoes be considered potato yogurt? I suppose that's one way to look at mashed potatoes. But yeah, let's go with the design. 1, 2, or 3. Any queries? Any interest? Any takers? 1, 2, or 3. One with a flat head is your favorite. Well, I'll give that to you. Wait, is that 3 axolotl or is that 1? Because they both kind of have flat heads. Since it's sort of your namesake, I'll defer to you. 1, okay. So let's do one. Let's do one here. That'll be our little axolotl guy. And we can just have him enter like so. I don't have any Thanksgiving rituals. I didn't do Thanksgiving with my family when I was growing up. My family is, I've probably mentioned it on stream before, pretty ritual free. Like, we didn't have many big Christmas things that we did. We didn't have any big Halloween things we did. We especially didn't have any big birthday things that we did. I had one birthday party where whatchamacallit, well, I had one birthday where I actually attempted to have a party. I think I was turning 8 or 9, and for whatever reason, I don't remember it going well. I kind of felt like it was sort of like, I don't know, when you don't have something for a while and then you finally do it, I think you have all these built up ideas of how the experience is supposed to go. And then of course nothing is like the movies, and nothing is like how you intended to get it to happen. So I think the disappointment of that birthday just like turned me off to all birthdays in the future. I'm just doing this little goofy little walk cycle. I might be getting away a little bit from the flat head. Yeah, let's flatten his head out a bit more. His body's probably extending a little bit too. But yeah, since I don't have like really any rituals, I feel like a free agent every single time around the holidays. Like if people want me to go to their place, sure, happy to. If people want me to do something else, I'm like, all right, I'll do that too. Why not? I don't really have a set routine or anything, you know. So anything can happen this Christmas. Or this, sorry, skipping ahead already. This Thanksgiving. Let's see. Let's give this guy. I think his walk can have a little bit more character. Like maybe let's do something else instead. Let's do like. Kind of want him to be as silly as possible in how he comes in. Like maybe he's pushing his body. He's kind of snaking along even though he has legs. Why not? Bloop. Let's actually push him out a little bit more so you can see a bit of that tension. So he slides in. Push his head up a little bit since he's not being dragged on the floor. Get those nice big fleshy folds in there. Is that Smash Bros music? Indeed, Big Man Lane, it is indeed Smash Brothers music. Specifically from Metroid. What does it say? What track are we on right now? Oh, we're on versus Ridley. So we are fighting Ridley. May that inspire whatever silly animation we're gonna make right now. So let's see. Wait. I think we might need like a little bit more time because it's sort of rolling by a little quickly. I think I'm getting into that place of going at the same, like I've been doing these little gifs, and I need to be doing some animation, not just gifs. So let's slow it down a little bit. Maybe he sticks this leg out first. That's what leads to the growing of the lump. Wait. If we knew how to do that, maybe. I don't know if I even have. I don't know if I have the Nintendo account that would allow me to play online with multiple people. I'm not sure if this account is set up for that. But yeah, if possible, I would play you guys on Smash. Even if Nintendo doesn't make very good online experiences. Wink, wink. I think I need to, let's see, contrast a little bit. Let's have this initial slide in. I think we need to also do this. Okay. Ooh, I feel a little rusty. What's going on? Wink, 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 wink. Okay. Scoot, scoot. Exactly. So it goes wink, 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 wink. Let's what do I want to do? I want to specify the drag in his face a little bit more. So maybe on the big ones. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, do you guys play Smash Brothers? I haven't played in so long. When I thought I was going to be a better gamer, I thought I would actually enter into the Smash Brothers community, because being in SoCal, I think there's actually a pretty robust like Smash Brothers scene going on. I don't know which is preferable. Like, would you prefer? I wonder if they prefer to be called a community or called a scene. I don't know if like scene is sort of outdated slash has bad connotations. But in any case, because I'm in SoCal, at some point early in the days when I was still working at Cartoon Network and that building still existed, I thought, yeah, I have time. Just kind of being a revisionist and drawing and cleaning up these little things. I'll have time to do stuff like buy a CRT, which I did. That's the only thing I've ever bought off of Craigslist, I think. I went to Craigslist, and I found someone selling a CRT, and I managed to find them in some. Hold on. Did the music stop? I think the Oh no, it's going. It's going. It's on sector one. Um, yeah, the I found this guy on Craigslist, and we hooked it up. We went to his apartment, and he gave me his CRT, and I think I gave him $40 for it. So that was pretty cool. But I thought I would have time to like grind on melee and get really good. And I remember working one day, finally getting time to like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna sit in front of my little CRT setup in my cubicle, boot it up, and then as soon as I started trying to learn how to wave dash, because I wasn't aware of it now, and now I'm aware of it, and there's all these tutorials on how to do it, I might as well give it a shot. I tried it, and freaking like almost instant wrist pain, and I it was very obvious that from from that point on, it was like one career or the other. Either be a pro Smash Brothers player, which I never would be able to be, or save my wrist to actually do some drawing. So I decided I would not be a professional melee player. I would be a drawer of cartoons. And I think that choice has sort of worked out, I would say. I can just admire the melee players from afar. But if I don't know, I will look into the setup, and if like my account is set up to actually be able to play Smash Brothers with other people online, maybe I would actually try to play like a game or two with y'all at some point. Yes, wrist pain. Wrist pain is it's very scary now when you're or at least for me, my livelihood kind of depends on it. I've had a since at the beginning of this year when we started doing YouTube, it was really adding on a ton of work that I wasn't accustomed to doing. I got pretty, pretty, pretty significant sort of not necessarily pains, but discomfort at the beginning, and I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to actually continue on doing what we were trying to do because my body wasn't cut out for it. Fortunately, I feel much better. The way pain happens for me is usually like I get numbness in my middle finger. It's the fun finger, as we all know. But I get numbness there. I get numbness at the tips of my fingers, and slight like achiness. Not generally not achiness, but a little bit of it in the big meats, the big meat part of your hands, like over here. Um, but like that wasn't even the case of what I was getting at the beginning of this year. I was getting like a whole new pain I never experienced before, and that was pretty trippy. Like I was getting there's it's either tennis elbow or like golfer's elbow. I think I started with oops, hit the microphone a bit there. I started with golfer's elbow, which is where you have pain or tingling on the outside of your elbow, and then I had pain and tingling on the inside. And I remember I ended up taking like a good 2 or 3 week break, trying to just like give my body some time to heal, and didn't really go away for a good while. Let's see, he's gonna he's gonna be tempted by this glowing liquid, as we all are when we see glowing liquids. I too have looked at a Tide Pod and been like, this actually looks quite tasty. Do not do that. It's just something about that design when you see very fluorescent, juicy looking colors. There's a general sense of that should go in my body. I should drink that up. And that's what this oxalotl here is feeling about this to be glowing liquid. I don't know. I talked with Megan a little bit about what we're gonna do with these animations, and I think I'm gonna finish them up a little bit actually, and end up making like a stream compilation of the different animations we've done together here on stream. But it takes a back seat to other things, like this. This is a scene that we're working on and wrapping up for our little film. Ta-da! Little stream sneak peek right there with our fork wizard, as some people call her, and Patrick Star, who's not Patrick Star. But yeah, we have a couple little things juggling, but I really enjoy doing these on stream, and I think I will make an attempt to sort of finish it. All right, let's add Turkey Boy. Turkey Boy. I think Turkey Boy. What does he? How does he move? Hold on, let me just check. Okay, good. Let's actually mix it up a little bit. Let's not do Metroid. Let's take a little break from Metroid and let's go to Star Fox. If this stream gets like hammered with, hey, you're using Nintendo music, then we won't do it again. Or maybe we will and we'll just like unlist it. Who knows? Anyways, not caring about that right now. Just put on some good music. And then adding Turkey Boy. Let's make Turkey Boy a really silly goober. I kind of like the style of animation of just trying to find whatever feels funny and silly first, and then worrying about motion later. Although you kind of have to do this. That's, animation's not easy. You kind of have to do both at the same time. Like I tried to do that initially with the axolotl, and then I'm like, I actually don't like this motion. So what can you do? What can you do? You got to do it all. Let's have Turkey swing his head in here, just sort of do a silly walk, basically. Well, probably we want his head to continue down, so we get that downward motion instead of just like a pop. Sometimes I gotta speak out loud how I think it's gonna go, otherwise I'll just autopilot into making bad animation. So his head's going down, but his body's coming in. Excuse me. When Maid pops up, she just pukes. Nah, that's not puke. That's just water. Just a little sparkle of water, because they've been under the sea for a little bit by the time we get to that scene. Oops. I think we want to keep these on 2s, which is a little too much for what I initially intended, but that happens. Let's keep it silly, Turkey. Kind of have this little puff, right? That's what they have going on. It's my turkey sound, my best turkey call for you. Blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. Excuse me. Well, the thing about turkeys also is that you don't really see their wings as much. I don't think they're known for having their wings out. Something like this. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna see. It's so grateful to have an instantaneous play button with how animation software works. Because genuinely, I don't know. Excuse me. Maybe I should have a little sip of water first. All right. So we got our got axolotl, squirt, squirt. Then how's this turkey working? Oh, it's actually doing okay. Oh, bonk. I think this is going quite well, actually. It's a big, it's a big relief, actually, to know I'm not totally just out of my gourd making weird animation. Although that you want to keep his little whatever that thing is that turkeys have ahead. I mean behind the action. I'll simplify it so it doesn't look like something else. Not these two little lumps. Let's simplify it to just one lump. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can actually hear the music. I know that song. I've played many a match at Corneria and gotten toasted many a time. My favorite thing to do in like group matches is actually to be someone annoying like Ness and just hide in a corner and PK Thunder everybody. So I was one of those guys. There's some sort of karmic comeuppance, I'm sure, for gamers of that ilk, but I haven't seen such comeuppance yet, so I'm good in the clear. Alright, Turkey. Cause your chaos. Gotta run into this here. Run into this here little drinky drink. And then we're gonna have Turksolotl, I believe it was dubbed. Let's put his feet facing forward so we still have that kind of forward momentum. And let's have this still be a down pose. Not in too big of a rush to get this done. Then just sort of springing into action here. I guess all of these animations are going to be chaotic. That's what the That's what these stream animations are going to be. They're all going to be somewhat chaotic. I think we also need like a little bit more anticipation, otherwise we're going to blow through this really quick. So let's first, I like how this is turning out. I want to grab all my dudes and raise them up a little bit because they're not quite in line with our little spicy drink here. Big Man Lane, you're asking me, do you know a good way to make digital comics? Do you mean like, what do you mean by a good way to make digital comics? Do you mean like a platform? I think in terms of production, or just making the thing, you can do it however you want, right? Whether you work in Photoshop, or you work in traditional media, or work however else. Like, you can do whatever you want. Speaking of how you make it, in terms of where to put it, I don't really know. I thought about doing a comic actually for our channel here and making it sort of a members only thing, but I don't know that I actually have enough time to do that. So it's probably a it's probably a no on my end. I know some people do webtoons, but I've never actually clicked on www.webtoons.com, so I don't know what that website or interface is actually like. But it seems like a good place for people. I hear you can make stuff and put it up there and actually make some money. So, you know, maybe that's worth something. I don't actually know is my answer, because I've never really made webtoons other than just like for funsies. I know people who post their stuff on Instagram. If I made a webtoon, I'd probably just post it on Instagram. Depends on what you want to do. Some people post their stuff on Reddit, and they do it that way. So yeah, just more like, what do you want, and where do you want to put it? Also depends on the kind of webtoon you're trying to make, or not webtoon, but comic you're trying to make. Like, is it a more far-sidey, every panel is a sort of joke, or is it more like a epic story type of thing? So, short answer, I don't know. Oops. Yeah, I think adding a little bit of anticipation there helps. Right, right. And now let's have the axolotl react a little bit. Google Slides? You mean Google Presentations? Yeah, I think that's a way you could. Yeah, I mean, you can do it however you want. If you want to do it on Google Slides, go for it. I think we're losing some of the flatness of that face that 8-bit axolotl initially liked. So want to keep that in mind as I continue to work on axolotl and not end up losing that feeling. Keep the flatness. Let's see, how's that reaction going? Oh. Yeah, I think we should knock the jar over. Here? Yeah. Let's knock the jar over here. as this liquid oozes out, we'll have our transmoglarification. And of course, this will require effects animation, my favorite, but it'll be good. I love it. I love effects animation. And there's no way to go but up, up, up. And let's have a smoke effect happen here so we can very quickly just kind of hide hide what's necessary. Give it a little bit of mystery, you know? Scientific transformation mystery. What goes on, what really goes on inside a cocoon? Nobody knows. Magic though, right? So this is going to be a little cocoon of smoke to obscure the magic. Because if it was solved, then it wouldn't be magic, right? Make like a nice little magic cloud. Well, maybe we don't want to make. Actually, no. We're not gonna cheat it. We're gonna cheat. Perky's gonna knock this over. If we can draw it, let's draw it. Let's see, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is such a bizarre concept when you think about it. I suppose... I wonder where that came from. It must have been because like people were thinking about mutations since that originated like after World War II, and people had this more sort of broad awareness of nukes and of radiation and mutations that radiation can cause, and that's probably more why like that kind of mutant feeling, because there are a bunch of other things like X-Men. I assume X-Men happened sort of around that time where people were just like aware that mutations as a result of nukes could happen. And yeah, that's a pretty freaky thing to think that like this thing that people created could also create additional sort of unintended consequences of turning, giving our fish 3 eyes. Like it's like a very famous Simpsons fish, right? That has like something like that going on. Yeah, it has to be because of an awareness that like such things can happen when you F with nature. Now we want to. How are we going to transform them? Let me get rid of this thing. Then we want to keep his momentum going so that Turkey here can be part of the warping that's going to happen. This is a really complex, silly, rough little animation that I chose to do. But I forget who suggested it. But here it is. Transformation sequences. Everybody's favorite, right? The idea that you can become a different person. The fantasy of changing yourself. Because the self is the hardest to change. Yeah, I can just change myself. I can just be a less anxious, more productive, and successful person. I just need to have some green juice splashed on me by a wayward, silly turkey. And that'll get Get the everything working for me. Maybe we need to have a bit of awareness from the turkey here. The sort of, what have I done? Burr? No, again, not a turkey, it's a chicken. Or it's not a chicken, it's a turkey. Burr. Why did I choose to do this? I did it because it's fun. Big Man Lane, you have like the silliest prompts. Let's start doing like this twisty thing. How would you describe the taste of Mountain Dew to an alien? You're asking the questions here. Also, that's not meant to be a razz. That's just I'm showing appreciation for these interesting questions that you're proposing. I don't know how I would describe it because I haven't had Mountain Dew in a good long time. So, corn syrupy, sweet-ish. Oh, we want the next to blend. Oh boy, I actually don't know what an axolotl or axolotl looks like. So this will be interesting. It's beyond me. We really want to, let's smear this as the transformation is happening. Kind of blend the neck. Turkey's got to really recognize what he did now. Like, oh shoot! I'm a bad, silly turkey. But I was only trying to be silly. Sometimes silliness can get you in trouble. Especially around radioactive goop. We still gotta track some things so it can make some sense. The thing about magic is like, it's not just because it's magic that it works, it's gotta be rooted in reality in some way. Because otherwise, it's just, it's like, it's too abstract. Magic can be anything, but if there's no like anchor point for like a relevance to what's going on with the rest of what you know, then it's just almost like too many worlds away, and then it loses its magic. That's my theory on it, at least. So, let's see how this is going. Okay, so you can start to see a bit of what's happening there. Bloop, bloop. Aww. Maybe not like a jar. I'm trying to think, because then I have to account for the glass. How do I want to do this? You know what? I'll take out the jar. I don't think we need it. No jar. It's just a little lumpy radioactive thing. So that way we don't have to worry about grass. We can just have them walking into this, basically this radioactive pudding. It's just a little piece of pudding out there, right? Let's give Axolotl another pose where his like tongue is coming out, so we really read that he's trying to eat it. Yum yum. Who doesn't want to eat some green goop? That might be a little bit too far for his tongue. Bleh. 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 Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be better. This way, we don't have to worry about the glass. And a lot of times it's just making it simpler. But then, if he's not going to splash it, I think that changes the idea of how this is gonna work. Ugh, I really chose like a complicated thing to do. Gosh, why do I do this? All right, so if we're gonna get rid of the glass, then I think the turkey needs to just run through and not stop at all, because then we don't need him to like anticipate knocking the glass down. This way, what he can do is he can just run through, and then that will scatter the liquid. Yeah, it is a problem to solve. That's sometimes why animators prefer doing pose to pose so that they don't end up having to redo work. But you know what? It's not government work unless you do it twice. So I'm fine redoing some work here. And I think we need to move all these up. Yeah. Bloop bloop bloop. Bloop bloop bloop. Yeah. Hmm. Something's not right. No, that's right. But here instead of doing like a jump, you can just do a kick. And he'll kick the thing. And as the liquid contacts, that's what will create the that's what will create the the warpy warp. So bloop 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 bloop. So boom here. Oh, that's axolotl. Axo. Gotta label my layers. This is goop. What's pose to pose? Pose to pose is when you have you go like, let's see, I'm gonna try to do it really quickly. Hey, hey, buddy. You go like, this is my first pose. Then you go, well, my next pose is gonna be, hey, buddy, how you doing? Or put her there. Okay, bye bye. So you have like these sort of key poses. Hey there, hey buddy, how's it going? Bye bye. And then you end up like in betweening those poses. So you go. I do this sometimes. I kind of do like a hybrid, so you can anticipate up. Hey buddy, gonna antic up, and then maybe overshoot. But have that other arm dragging behind, including that second arm. Hey, buddy. So you'll go, whee, whee, and you sort of break down what you want to do, like as you're going. But here, like, I didn't really have a clear sense of what I was doing, so I'm just kind of letting it all flow together. And I sometimes I go back and create like an in between for sure. But I would say that primarily the way I'm working is straight ahead. So what Turkey's gonna do is he's gonna kick the gloop. Let's put Turkey on orange. Hopefully that demonstration is somewhat logical. I think I will make this go over all of them. And it'll sort of enhance or inform the vortex that happens. So it'll go kick. Okay, yeah. I think we managed to save a good bit of the animation. It's not ruined or anything. So Axolotl comes up to this radioactive thing, and then what? I think we just need maybe like a few more frames on this so we really register what happened there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's lock Turkey Boy first. So, whoop. Yeah. Bleh. Just a little bit of a pause so we can again register because it's all about clarity. When you're doing something, it's got to be able to get your point across clearly. Let's hide the goop guy. So he's gonna get kicked. Splatacious bloop. Then let's do the transformation first, actually. Pardon me, I'm just being silly. Yeah, straight ahead is literally, well, pose to pose is moving, is more just planning your poses. That's why it's called pose to pose. And straight ahead um, is more what you described of just more kind of morphing from one thing to the next. Yeah. It's not really, the distinction isn't that like important unless you're getting a weird pop quiz in animation class about it, I guess. You can do this stuff however you want to. There's not really like a set rule. There are just certain like advantages of say organization in one method versus more spontaneity in another one, right? So it's not like a like there's one way that's better or one way that you should be doing things. Okay. I think this way we can have his beak out a bit longer. This scene's taken me almost a good amount of time. That's what I get for doing something a bit too complicated to start. All right. All right. Let's continue to blend them. Turkeys and axolotls, will they blend? Yelp. Here he can actually sort of like yelp a little bit. Bark! I'm being blended. Indeed you are, turkey. Amphibian and bird. Will it blend? Also, this little thing should be dragging behind. These animations are pretty silly, but that's why I like them. I showed Megan like the last ones that we did, and she was like, "What? What is this? This is so weird. Why did you do this?" and that is precisely why I'm doing it. It's because I don't get always get to express this weird, literally twisted aspect of the stuff that I like to do in our stuff, because our stuff is usually just very nice and sweet, and being able to get on and do uh, turcolotl is very healing. You know, sometimes sometimes life gets you too bound, too constricted. You gotta play by the rules. You gotta do your taxes, which you gotta do. You gotta drive 25. You gotta do whatever. But when you animate, and when you animate on stream with no plan, it gets messy, and it's a little slow and it's a little silly. But hey, at the end of it, you get to make something pretty twisted and fun. So yeah, I think it's going okay. Squish, squish, squish. Bloop, bloop. Sploik. I think we actually need to make this. No, that's right. What am I doing? Can't keep can't keep track of how this little spin is supposed to go. Peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Oh, oh. Maybe kind of slow it down a little bit. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm just making it up. How do how do critters blend? I think it's gonna go wee, and then sort of spit it back out as whatever thing they're gonna wind up being. And I'm not gonna design that beforehand. Let's just follow the straight ahead philosophy of whatever we get, we get. This is like loot boxes, animation loot boxes, I guess. Or I think someone else described it last time we did this as animation Mad Libs, and I agree. So let's see where the Mad Libs go. Bleesh, bleesh. It helps animating when you're making the sound effects at the same time. Bleesh, bleesh. We want to animate that feeling. Bleesh. Peaches, 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 peaches. I blend you. Oh. I will say, whoever mentioned, I think maybe it was you again, Oxalotl, the or Big Man Lane, the Turcolotl thing. I'm not sure what you had in mind, but this is this is what it is, I guess. Whoop, whoop. All right, this is like the last pose before before the result. It's like some Full Metal Alchemist nonsense right here. I almost feel like whatever it is at the end will almost feel kind of basic because I think I'm going with this two heads idea instead of like a true horrific mishmash. But I gotta keep it somewhat tame. Otherwise I don't know if if Megan will let me will let me publish it. She'll be like, "This is too weird." I'm like, "But I worked hard on it and I like it." Well, that's the tail. So let's actually save the tail for over here, so we can actually make it come out. He doesn't need the turkey parts. It can just be sort of just a proper monster. It doesn't have to be all Cronenberg. It can just be a yeah, I can see the distinct parts of what they each brought to the table. This is called this is called creative synergy. So find you a creative partner who's gonna mesh with your ideas, just like Turkey and Axolotl are meshing together. I actually think this one's really cool. And if Megan's like it's too gross, I'm gonna fight her. I'm gonna be like, no, Megan, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Internet loves weird stuff, so we gotta be a little weird. And besides, they're still cute. They're not gross. Ding. Blit. Blit. Maybe what we're missing or what's feeling a little wrong is the drag of the head needs to be more in line with the momentum of what we set out. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we need axolotl to kind of follow the arc of the spin more. Yeah. Pretty freaking cool. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do another one of these because I did say to Megan that I would be on for a little bit and then I can hop off a stream and actually make some food. So let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna probably be able to finish this one, if you could ever call such a thing finished, and then that'll be that'll be it for a silly little stream tonight. Oh, yeah, we don't want a wing here. I think we want some more axolotl features. And this will be clearer if I end up coloring it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that part's the axolotl. Bleh. Okay. Then, yeah, one last little pose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not all the polls that result in two things being voted for will end up like this. But let's see. Let's play our scene since we've worked on it for so long. Got some toxic goop, and then bloop, bloop. Yeah, I think we need to add the little thing that the turkey has also, because it's not totally reading as turkey right now. Yeah, we can make his neck a little bit skinnier. Add some wrinkles to his little neck there too. Blue. Add a little bit more drag to this here pose, so it feels more like a subtle there. Let's do a quick little blink. I didn't know if I was getting buzzed or something. Oh, there's no music, I don't think. Let's start you up again. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Wow, wow. quick little blink, and I think that will be it for this animation. You know what? I don't really have as much to do this week, so I think since I wanted to get do a little bit more, not specifically of this uh, Turksolotl monstrosity, um, but just like in general, maybe I will be back tomorrow night. It'll depend because I think we're gonna be in the office tomorrow, so I'm not sure what the time of everything will look like. But if I can, I'll try to be back tomorrow night, probably on Twitch instead. So, be back to do more weird animations. Bloop. And to everybody who came on to this strange stream, we appreciate it and hope you're having a good evening wherever you are and whatever strange animation that you're up to. So let's see. This is Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. There you go. This is what we did with our hour. Have I been on for an hour and a half already? What is this? When did we start? We started at 6:30 and it's 8. Yeah, this has been an hour and a half of work, strangely enough. So, yeah. Hopefully, whatever hour and a half you guys are doing, you're more productive and making maybe more sane, regular-ish things. But as far as I can say, I really dig this sort of collection of animation that we've done on stream with everybody. So, again, scene 1, we had pasta and chicken, and it turned into this little ramen attacking the chicken thing. And then for scene 2, I really like this one. This was in like a sweeter, more relaxed one, and not as strange. And you gotta have a little bit of variety, right? Where it's a mermaid just asking for a burger. I think the next time I do this, tomorrow, I'll just make the first thing a lot simpler and not have these long, very complicated scenes animation-wise. Yeah, I could have actually made this like made this thing instead of like a ball of goop. Maybe it was even just something more Thanksgiving themed, like apple pie or something. Who knows? The nice thing about it is that it can change. But for now, I think I'm seeing it as a sort of glowy, goopy, mysterious thing. But anyways, thanks for coming on and joining us for this strange animation night random Mad Libs thing that we do. Yeah, if we have time, depending on when we get back tomorrow night, I'll probably hop on and do some more animation on Twitch. I'll also either be doing that or just working on our scenes. This one's already kind of come out a little bit, but we're working on this film, of course. And where's another? Oh yeah, we gotta still work on our lecture. There's a lot of stuff to do, so maybe I'll be back tomorrow. If I'm back, it'll be on Twitch. And otherwise, everybody, thanks for hopping on, and hope you all have a good night. So for me and Axolotl and Turkey here and Megs, who's in the other room, thanks for joining us. Have a lovely time. So let me see. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks everybody. Have a good night. Bye bye. Gotta get the buttons on right. Okay. Bye bye.